Twisted Christian. I just want to present a video to you from Currency 365 about that it would be good for the rate for Iraq to come out between $3 and $5 when it first revalues. And it's a really good video. So I want you guys to check that video out. And don't forget, guys, to take a look at the Patreon and subscribe. I'm going to be having some information coming out tomorrow about some more research that I've done on the 8 wells and some other things. So don't forget to sign up for that. And I appreciate all you guys' support. And go ahead and listen to Currency 365. And if you're not subscribed to him, go ahead and subscribe. He's got a lot of good videos. With that, Twisted Christian out.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Currency 365. Legends never die. Thank you guys so much for supporting me on Patreon. Remember that once the RV happens, all the information, all of the reset stuff, all of the financial stuff, all of the currencies, revaluations, and the cryptocurrency reports will all be on Patreon. My YouTube channel will become a vlogging channel. So make sure you're locked in at the prices you want. Thank you guys for supporting me. Peace out. God bless. Enjoy the video. Bye. All right. Welcome back to Currency 365. Okay, so the question is, how do I put this? Because it's talking about the rate, and we've talked about the rates before. And so if the Iraqi dinar, right, revalues at $3, $4, maybe even $5, is that good for Iraq, right? Now, many of you guys would be like, well, it's good for me. You know what I mean? And I've talked about this in the past as well. Here's the problem with revaluing that high in the beginning. It's that there is no economy, right? What has Iraq done to justify being that high, right? And so people will say, well, the Saddam notes used to be that high. We're at 3+, right? Yeah, but we're not using the Saddam notes any longer. We're using these notes now, right? The ones you see in the picture, right? The new Iraqi dinars, and they've never been at 3+. I think people forget that, and I've talked about that before, and I've talked about that before, right? Because a lot of people don't realize that these notes have never been at 3+, right? And the lowest these notes have ever been is 1166 to 1 USD, right? And then they started to then devalue a little bit here in the last few years. Okay, so these notes came out at 4,000 to 1. And then they went to 3,000 to 1, and then they went to, then they revalued again and revalued again and revalued again every April. Sometimes it was in September, twice in September, but most of the time it was April 30th. They would revalue, right? And then they got to 1166 in 2010, and then they started devaluing after that, right? So so they've never seen 3+. These notes have never seen 3+. They've never seen 2+. They've never seen 1 to 1. They've never seen 1 cent to 1 USD, right? So those were the Saddam notes, okay? So these notes have not seen that. Okay, so we have to keep that in mind, right? So, and also, is there an economy? Is there an economy right now in Iraq to back $3 to $5 start? Right? We're not talking about gradually rising to $3 after the fact, right? With supply and demand, right? We're talking about coming out at $3 to $5 range, right? Like many people think that's going to happen, right? But is that justifiable with no economy? Really, the whole economy right now is oil, right? Which is about 80%. It used to be 95%. Then they started to do some things with tourism and try to get other sectors going, and they've gotten it down to like 85% or not. It's like 85, 90% is still all oil, right? So how fast and so we know that Iraq can get to 3 to 5, right? With supply and demand. right? But it, my personal belief is not, it wouldn't stay that high. Okay, it would come down to that 150 to $1.50 to $250 range, because that's basically where it should be. Okay, um, that's where I would justify it, to be stable around that $1.50 to $2.50 range. So maybe around $2.30 would be perfect for the IQD versus the US dollar, right? And then the economy, as the economy is growing and reconstruction is back, because remember, when they release the new value, then all those things will then begin, right? And so, but can they justify right now having that type of value, right? And the answer is no, they can't. Not with people not working, right? They cannot justify that a $3 to $5 start. They can justify a 50-cent start or a 25-cent start or a 5-cent start. They can justify that because they have a ton of oil, right? And the Kurdistan region is back to normal again. The government's back, and also the proxy administration would be removed if this happened, right? And so they will have, and they also have the foreign reserves. They also have the gold reserves, right? They have the gold and they have the foreign reserves, so they can justify coming out at 1 cent, 5 cents, 10 cents, 25 cents. Okay, maybe even 50 cents, right? They can justify that, right? Because of their reserves and things like that. But to come out at three plus, like 3 to 5, it's good. That's really hard to justify because you're really like there's no really room to work with, right? You want room to work. You want room to grow, right? And so if you come out at 3 plus, the currency might just go down. Everybody's gonna be selling at the same time. No one's gonna be wanting to buy. And so it won't be supply versus demand any longer. It will just be sell, 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 sell. It's already at the top, right? And so Iraq doesn't want that. That's something Iraq should not want. That's something America shouldn't want. That's something that the UK shouldn't want, right? The people that are really in control of this, right? They should not want that. They shouldn't want where it comes out at a price where everybody wants to now sell. It needs to come out at a price where 60% or 70% are buying still, and then 30% are selling, right? That's where it needs to come out at, and that price is in that 25 cents to 50 cents range or a little bit lower, right? That's the price where people are going to be more buying than selling, right? And so that's good for the elites, because the elites want to be in that market as well, right? They want to be in where everyone is buying, right? So if the IQD comes out around 10 cents, 25 cents, 30 cents, then the elites can sell some of their gold and silver, and they can buy the IQD because they know that the real value is around $2 to $3, right? But if it comes out at if it comes out at $3 to $4 or $5, then they can't. They're not. They'll be selling what they have, if they have any. Some of them might not even have any, because they know that they've been told it's going to come out low, and then they'll be able to sell some gold and grab some then, and then take it to 2, 3 plus, and then sell there, right? So it would keep a lot of people away from the currency, and it will that supply and demand won't be there. It would just be literally demand to sell, right? Sell, 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 right? There won't be much demand to buy. There will be more demand to sell, and you don't want to do that when you come out, right? Just like an IPO on a stock market, they don't want to come out too high where people aren't wanting to buy. Everybody's selling, right? And we see people make that mistake, though. That does happen. It does happen where companies come out on the stock market with an IPO, and their price is so high, right? Like maybe they got people in, they got some people from and some some musicians, maybe some actors, some Hollywood actors got in at $5, and engineers came in, and they had some artists and stuff like that who did some work on the site. Some coders got some free shares for free at $1, $3, $5 range. All right, and then so people, some people know that information and say, well, they were selling pre IPO stocks at $10, right, to private investors. Now the stock is coming out on the market here on Nasdaq or the Dow at $50, right? Who's gonna buy? Who's gonna be wanting to buy that, right? So what happens is when they open up at $50, there's small buying, but a lot of selling, right? So it's like 20% are buying, which is I don't know who would be doing that, but that's what happens, right? Some people buy at 50, right? And then 80% are selling, so the price is dropping at the when on the and it's supposed to be a green day on the IPO, for the IPO launch, but it's a red day because it's been overvalued, right? Because they know that so many people got it at $5, and those people are looking to cash out now that the market had the company has gone public. Okay, so it would be the same thing for Iraq if they came out that high, $3 to $5 range. None of us would be looking to buy, right? Everybody that's holding will not be looking to buy. Some of you guys might actually buy at 5 cents, at 10 cents, at 20 cents. Some of you guys might actually buy more because you know that here we go, right? Now here comes the supply and demand. Now I'm going to grab some more at those prices because it's still really cheap. It's still relatively cheap, right? So you can grab some more at 20 cents, 30 cents, right? And then it can go up to, you can keep that fuel to the fire, and it can go up to $2 to $3, $4, $5. Okay, so at its peak, we might see $3 to $5, right? And that's what people keep saying all the time. At its peak, that peak won't last long though, right? It would be short lived. It literally will be short lived. If it ever did go to that 4 or 5, it would literally be seconds. Like it would go up and then come right back down, right? If it ever did, I don't believe that it's gonna get that high, but like realistically, I don't think it's going to get that high, but you never know. Okay, I'm not going to put it out. I'm not going to say that it won't happen, right? Because it could. It could be somebody might come in and buy 1 billion of them, and the market just literally shoots up, the $4 or $5 real quick, and then shoots right back down to 3, right? So let's say we're sitting there around like 360, and then somebody buys I don't know who would do it, but somebody buys like $1 billion worth of IQD, and then shoots the price up to 525, and then it wouldn't last long because there's no buyer, so it would shoot it straight right back down to 360 again, right? And then eventually we would then what I mean, come to our golden, like Dr. Shabibi said, that golden price range, which is around that 230, 220, 230. I think it's around 230 would be a perfect price for the IQD. Okay, so that's just me. I really don't want to see it come out that high in the beginning because it's gonna be a sell fest for many people, right? Everybody's gonna literally have to run to the banks, and then that's when we're gonna make our mistakes. You see what I'm saying? So if it comes out at 3 plus, everybody listening to me right now will be running to the bank on day one, right? We're not gonna have time to soak it in and relax and breathe and do the things that we have taught, like the things that people have wrote down, the notes that Twisted Christians notes that we the things that I said, the things that Benny has said that we have all written down, and we will literally throw that out the window and run in there because we know that everybody's going to be selling at the same time, and that will create chaos. And maybe that's what they want. Maybe that's what the elites want. I don't know, but I don't think it's going to come out that high because America and UK and the central bank of Iraq and Dr. Shabibi are too smart to do something like that, in my opinion. But you never know. You never know. But guess what, guys and girls? If it came out that high, we would all run to the bank and it would be chaos. We would make so many mistakes. We would sign NDAs. The 1-800 numbers would be popping. you know, I mean, it would be complete chaos because everybody knows you only have a few, hours to get that type of rate because everybody is selling at the same time, right? And so it would be complete chaos. Just think about that. So for you guys that are calling for a $3, $4, $5 rate, remember that if that happens, there will be no buyers, right? There would be no buyers, and so everybody would be selling at the same time, and that would cause chaos. Okay, that would cause chaos because now everybody's in the banks, and all the banks have long lines, right? I know that in America there's maybe like I don't know 7 million of us, maybe 8 million people that hold a record. We would all be at the banks. The banks would be. I mean, so then a lot of you guys live in big cities, so the banks would be literally packed with people trying to sell the IQD, right? Because they know that everybody's trying to sell at those prices, and if you don't do it within that first day or two, the price is going to, you might have to now sell at $2, right? And so then there's gonna be long lines at two, and then it's gonna plunge to one, right? And you're gonna be so freaking mad because the lines are long and you can't get in there. Unless you live in a rural area and there ain't no lines, right? And only like three people in your whole town own Iraqi dinar, right? So that's different. Um, so yeah, we don't want to see that chaos. We don't need that chaos. We want to be able to just relax and chill. This is why I believe that it needs to come out low and allow people to be able to then, if they want more, they can buy more. The elites can buy, everybody can buy, everybody can be comfortable, relax, and and then we can watch the price go up. We can go into the bank and go in with like a few notes and see how everything works out. Everything, pick a clerk that you like or somebody manager that you like, whatever, and say, hey, I want to do my exchange fully with you, and I'm gonna watch the price go up. If you see anything of the price going up, just give me a call, let me know. Like just comfortable, normal, comfortable exchanging and no panic. And if we, and that's the case scenario if we see the price come out at 20 cents, 30 cents, something like that, where there's more buyers than sellers, right? That's what we want to see. We don't want to see the price at $3 to $5 coming out and everybody's selling, because that means we all need to run to the bank if we're going to get that $3, $4, $5 price, right? We want to be at that 25, 10 cents, 25, 35 cents, 45 cents, 65 cents. Let the price come up smoothly and let this thing let it be able to hit the top there at three to five and be able to then come back down smooth, within 3 days, because it won't stay long at that that top 3 to 5 area anyways. For you guys that think it's going to go to 4 or 5, for me, it won't even last that long there. Maybe 3 days. 3 days at those prices, and then come back and start heading down to its real price value around that $2.30 area, right? So that's a lot smoother. You can take your time, you can get your lawyers, you can get your family members that are, and you can go exchange together. You can set up meetings with the bank. You can take your time when it's that way. But when it's 3 plus, and you know that everybody's gonna be selling at the same time, oh no, everybody's gonna be running into the bank. Right, because that price is not going to last, right? If everybody's selling at 385, guess what? It's no longer going to be 385 after like 100 people sell at 385. It's going to go down to 355, then down to, and then you got a spread on top of that. So the price will be crashing right the other way because so many people are selling instead of buying, right? And and what could happen is if it came out at that price and a whole bunch of people are selling, it could drop down to like one to one, and then the elites could then buy it up at 1 to 1 and then take it back to 2 to 1. So we might see a yo-yo effect if it came out that high. You know, it could crash down to 1 to 1, maybe even under 1 to 1, right? Like 70 cents, 80 cents again. The elites could buy up there and then take it back to two plus again, and then they can sell there, right? So it would be a yo-yo effect for a while until a lot of people are finally out, right? And then it's just stable again. So it would be crazy, though. It would be a crazy scenario. Many people would be scammed because they're not thinking. Everybody's rushing and scared and nervous and panicking that they're not going to get the 3 plus rate, and people will be signing NDAs just to get the rate, just to be able to exchange. The banks will be able to take advantage of us because we're not thinking anymore. We're rushing, and when we rush, we know bad things happen. When you're angry, bad things happen, and when you rush, bad things happen, right? So we want the price to come out low and then gradually go up nicely and smooth, giving us time to relax and prepare and do the things that we have written down and to protect ourselves in this revaluation exchange. Okay, so that's my take on it. I know some of you guys are like, man, give me that 3 plus right away, and I'm gonna rush in there and break through the window and sign an NDA, sign my life away, and get the 3 plus rate. I don't care. Let's go. And then I'm gonna call 1-800 number for Vietnamese dong, and then like some of you guys, that's what your mindset is right now. You don't care, and so you're gonna we'll see. Hey, we'll see who's the winner in 3 months or even a month later, right? Or you're probably I'm probably gonna walk by here and I'm going to be hearing some noises, and it's going to be you sitting in a car crying because you lost everything and because you didn't care, right? And so please don't be that person, because I know people are that somebody's going to be that person, right? And hopefully it's not you guys that are listening to me. Hopefully it's not going to be you guys. Peace out. God bless. See you guys later. Bye.